and watch the kids.
Who is it?
Thank
Who
you,
that?
curtains of tonight.
Who is it? Who is it? Who is it? Who is it?
It's the #1 station blazing the airwaves.
Right here, so keep it locked.
This is GRIZZBIZ, my 2 cents.
Who is that nigga that's running the city? I be that nigga that's running it up. Keep that shit on me, I keep that shit tucked. I'm paper chasing, always in a rush. I gotta get it, that shit is a must. They wasn't with it, got left in the dust. I gotta be the one to make a change. Could wait till the day when they told me I changed. Put up my city and my last name. Put on a pinky ring and a new chain. Who was that? Look at me, I know you picture you in that. I know you don't know nobody doing that. We too hot, they can never be cool with that. If I like it, you know I'm pursuing that. Maybe I should get one or get two of that. Walk out of the bank, pocket stupid fat. Yeah, they know who I be, they ain't wondering. Who is that?
Who is it? 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 Who is that? Who is it? Who is it? Who is it? Who is that?
Who is that nigga that's driving a Bentley? Who is that nigga that's counting them 50s? Who is that nigga that's running the city? I be the nigga that's running it up.
Who is that? Who is that?
I don't care.
Peso.
Y'all can talk how y'all want.
Yeah, talk how you want, talk how you want. Who is that poppin' now? Who is that grappin' now? Who is that talking? Come get something to talk about. Who that girl smiling? Come get something to smile about. Took to the borders, get something to be proud about. Who is that nigga that run with the sheep? Who is that nigga that let all the lions out? Who is that nigga keep gassing them up? I keep passing them up, which I let all his tires out. Bitch, iron out, fire out. Still ain't got nothing to live for. Who is that? Give him something to die about. Who is that? Now they finally finding out. He complaining, get something to cry about. I be like, yes, they know who is that. I float off the earth, I ain't coming back, bitch.
Who is it? Who is it? Who is it? Who is it? Who is that? Who is it? Who is it? Who is it? Who is that?
Who is that nigga that's driving a Bentley? Who is that nigga that's counting them 50s? Who is that nigga that's running the city? I be the nigga that's running it up.
This your boy Grizz,
And I'm your main man, Greenback.
and this is the GRIZZBIZ My 2 Cents Show, powered by
Unanimous. Oh, the door ain't closed. Unanimous. What's up, people out there in digital and media, social media world? It is GRIZZBIZ My 2 Cents, Wednesday to Wednesday. Everything pops Wednesday to Wednesday. I don't care what it is. Wednesday, it's always something new. It's going down. Tonight we got a special guest going on. Special show going on. First off, I want to give a round of applause to my co-host, Ivory the Aries. Diva! Ivory the Aries. You know what I'm talking about? I also want to give a shout out to Joe Cuts. You see this fresh look at me right now? You see this? Yes, sir. So slide your asses on over there to Galbraith and Daly and the little shopping center, you know what I'm talking about, right across from the Family Dollar or whatever it is over there, right there in the corner. You know where it is. That's the hot spot.
It used to be Family Video.
Yeah, the old Family Video. You know, it goes down over there. So go in there, slide in, get your hair did done. No appointments necessarily needed. You know what I'm talking about? So we got to get that up. You know what I'm talking about? How you doing there, lady?
I'm great. I'm a little under the weather, but not with the Omarion, but I'm good.
Not with the Omarion.
I'm not dealing with you hate over today.
Please help me with this smoke.
Yeah, I had to think about that too when she said the Omarion. You know I'm chewed over here. Let's give it. I'm chewed over here. You know what I'm talking about? Yes, chewed. Thank you. But it's a lot of that going around. Today we got a special guest joining us, man. Let's give a round of applause to this guy right here, man. He's been putting it down for the city, the youth of the city, and I just thought, like, let's start the year off on a positive note. You know what I'm talking about? Let's give a round of applause for Tyran Stallings, man. I bet, man, you didn't even know, man. My baby brother, when y'all was out there in Mason, man, my baby brother, man, he said when I told him he was gonna be on the show, he was like, man, that's like my big brother. I'm like, you do know I'm right here. You know what I'm talking about? You do know that I'm right here. That's a little jealousy right there, but let's give you another round of applause. You know what I'm talking about? Being a positive role model for a lot of people, man, and I appreciate that. You know what I'm talking about? Because I wasn't around all the time, so I know he was in good hands with you. Give him some good advice, man. So what's been up with you, man?
Bro, I'm with Ivory, man, trying to duck this Omarion touch, bro.
Hey, you on the Omarion too? The Omarion touch.
Nah,
Okay.
I ain't got it.
You ain't got it.
Nah, man, we got a regular old cold.
A regular cold. I can dig that.
Cold,
Yeah, what there was before COVID-19 came out.
Wifey over here jumping to conclusions, running around in masks and all that, man.
Hey, I ain't mad. I just told my wife to order the N95 to triple platinum filtration system with the charcoal and sand in it because it's too much. I had COVID, and I'm telling you, I'm not vaccinated, so I didn't have it bad, but I had it bad enough where I didn't have no taste or no smell, and this headache was worse than when I had Panama seizures. So I was so thankful, like, to get over that. Like, damn, I don't want to do that again. But with it being around, man, you never know, because unlike the flu that died down or you didn't hear about it or whatever, this right here is just everywhere.
Yes, keep mutating. I mean, they just dropped a new version in France today.
Yeah, I just heard that.
It's like a mixtape. It just keep coming, and it's different every time.
That's why you need that. That's why you need that.
Viruses.
Right. You need that charcoal going on. But
well, if vaccination don't stop it, I'm sure a mask won't either. But
shoot, that charcoal ain't nothing getting in there. I'm be walking around like lost in space. It'd be like this.
Oh, you're Darth Vader, huh?
Y'all be out there choking and carrying on. I'll be at there doing my thing. Anyway, hey, man, we got a lot of stuff jumping off in Cincinnati as far as entertainment and DJs and concerts and so much stuff like that. It's positive stuff for the city, our black community. But it's a lot of shootings and deaths been going on in Cincinnati too, man. And with the changing of the guard as far as Mayor Affleck coming in doing his whatever his thing is, you know what I'm talking about. Cranley is gone. The police chief is on his way out, retiring, I do believe. You know, it just made me think, man. I went to a meeting with Orlando that they had, and they was talking about all this stuff. They had a Cincinnati council member down there with us talking, and this was about a year or two ago, 2 years ago. And what that man was saying is coming to fruition as far as high rises being put in downtown Cincinnati. There's just a lot of stuff going on that black folks ain't privy to, or don't know, or don't care to get involved with. And it just behooved me, man, about what's going on in our city about these guns, these killings, these youth. You see on the news, man, in the past year, you've seen so many kids with pistols and killing and shooting people, and more than the adults. So I just thought, like, what can we do? And I thought about this before the new year, like, as far as what we're going to do as far as being positive and bringing some more enlightenment to our needs as a community, and not just be on this goofy, crazy shit that I be on at times too, because I am serious. And I thought about, like, who is doing something for the city? Like, what program, what person, what is going, and your name just kept ringing in my head, the DAD program. So tell us about your program, man, and what you've been doing, because you've been doing it for a minute. And
Sure. Yeah, we started in 2013, man.
Wow.
So the first, DAD is an acronym for Direct and Adolescent Development. So when we initially started, it was all about mentorship, right? Putting black men specifically in front of black kids. So what we were known for the most was our Brothers Brunch, the mentoring program that we did for black boys. But what people didn't know was that we had programs in most of the CPS schools as well. So we were working with young ladies and at the same time that we were working with the young men. The program has grown a lot, though, man, over the last almost 10 years. We do a lot of 21st century career programming. So we're an early introduction for kids to career fields in STEM. So we do stuff like coding classes. We do drone piloting classes.
Whoa. Back it up. Coding. So you teaching the young men how to do coding. And coding, if I'm correct, that's what the girls did in the movie with Taraji P. Henson and the other lady, right? At the Air Force.
Yeah, with the NASA thing.
The NASA.
Mm-hmm.
And that is very important. I'm in information technology, and coding is a needed thing, man. You have to have coders.
Absolutely.
You have to.
Yep.
I remember sitting in class doing coding just to make my website. That was one of our projects. And you got to be a special person. I don't got to say special, but it's a time consuming. But if you get it down and you do it, there's money in to be made in that.
Well, we giving it to kids, man. We got little girls coding in the 3rd grade, brother. So
wow. I want to sit in on one of the classes with the 3rd. Are you smarter than a 5th grader? No.
Think about it, man. Whatever you introduce a kid to, man, they're gonna take to it, right? So we sometimes we shortchange our kids by not putting the right things in front of them, assuming that they're not ready for it, man. Our kids are incredibly talented and smart, man. So if we put it in front of them, they're gonna take to it the same way they take to music and dancing and all of that stuff, right? Exactly. Just normalizing what you put in front of them. So we want kids to be coders. We want them to be drone pilots. We want them to be scientists. Put it in front of them.
The drone pilot, what's that class like? Hey man, I'm just act like I'm about 3 years old, man, so I can get in there and do all that. I want to learn how to do all that. How's that? What does that class consist of? Can I be a fly on the wall? I can.
Anytime, brother. Anytime. Yeah. So I mean, you think about it, where the economy is going, right? COVID shut us down. We saw a lot of things are moving towards this tech space. We know that delivery-based services are moving to
drones. Yep. What happened?
Amazon is in a place where they're saying we're gonna be able to deliver your packages with drones. And the what makes sense for us is to prepare our kids to be in that type of job market by teaching them how to fly them, right? So the same little drones you see people in the park with, that's what we start them with.
Okay.
At the same time, we teach them how to use manual drones and all of that stuff. But it's the same skill set that they're using on video games.
Right.
So, it's, all we're doing is drawing a correlation between what they do for fun and, where they can make money in the next, few years.
Oh, my goodness. That is a great program. You're just going to have to help you push this more and volunteer and do whatever, because that is great, man. It's very genius, man. It's actually critical thinking. That's brilliant. Let me ask you. Now, you're getting them at a certain age. Are you a certain age, or is it any age youth that you are reaching out to?
We start, our school-based program started 3rd grade.
3rd grade. Yep. Have you
And
found?
so how does a parent or a parent figure get their child involved in your program?
So the school-based programs are a partnership between us and CPS, or us and Activities Beyond the Classroom. So it just depends on if we're in one of your kids' schools. Now, prior to COVID, we were doing a STEM camp, and that was easy for kids to access. We may attempt to do that again this summer. We'll see where this virus goes. Last thing we want to do is be liable for somebody's kid getting sick.
Right.
But if this is under control, then you can visit our website, and we'll have a link up for the summer STEM program where we'll teach all the same classes.
So is this in-person learning only, or do you do remote?
No, actually, over the pandemic, we went remote. So we did remote tutoring, and we did remote enrichment classes, and we served, I think, 1,500 kids in the tutoring. And then we did summer camp virtually. And I can't remember how many kids. It was over 1,000 kids we served virtually as well. So I know they're talking about schools potentially shutting down. If they do, then, we'll be back offering some virtual classes.
Yeah, they are talking about. I do work for CPS. I fix them damn computers. Them damn.
You working which man?
Them ThinkPads. Them. Oh my gosh, I see them all day long. And them. Oh man, we ain't gonna talk about it. We ain't gonna talk about it because you're doing good things with the kids. What was I getting ready to say before I went there? Dag nabbit, man. Brain fart.
Can you please help me with this?
Whatever, man. It
You know,
is.
while he kept his train of thought, let me just say that for this to be the type of program that you have, why don't we hear more about it? What methods
that
are
was
your
good.
outreach? Is it just through the CPS school and through the or other outreach? Or if we had not had this interview with you, honestly, like I wouldn't even know that this program
Exactly.
exists in Cincinnati. So I'm trying to figure out, why don't we know more about this program?
Yeah, that's a good
We've
question.
been established since 2013.
Yeah, we had a billboard on I-75 all last year. So
Wow.
I was working from home last year, so that's my bad. That's my bad.
So they had a whole damn billboard.
yeah, we had a billboard on 75. We've been on all the major news outlets. But sometimes, you know, it's the positive stuff gets drowned out.
Yeah.
It's easier, you know, when I will say this, you know, Grizz knows I rocked out with the cool kids and my guys. We threw parties for years, and I could get way more interest in a party than I could at, you know, these programs that we're doing for kids and for families. So I think it's just a shift that we have to have as a people and what we're tuned into.
Right.
Absolutely. I totally agree. Now, is there a fee for your program, or is this a free program that anybody's able to take advantage of, regardless of your economic state?
Yeah, at this point right now, it's been completely free for the last 9 years. We haven't charged a dime. The first 3 years, I funded it out of my pocket. Since then, we've become a United Way agency, had partnerships with some great partners, Mercy Health, Fifth Third Bank, First Financial. It's been several people we've partnered with over the years, but who's to say? You know, as we continue to grow, there may be some small fees that need to happen in order to keep it going. But by and large, most of our programs are completely free to the students.
Right. Do the parents that out of the 1,500, 1,000 kids that participated, was it on their own, or is it like she said that the parents found out about it, or the teachers recommended it?
It's a mixture, man. It's a mixture. Some parents, you know, people reach out to us frequently. We still provide mentorship, you know, when people reach out. And then a lot of it is connected to the schools. That is the easiest access point. We got a lot of parents that need to grow. And sometimes the easiest way to get their kids in the program with the least barrier option is to catch them where transportation is not an option, or not an obstacle, rather. You know, so school is always going to be that easy gateway for us to get a hold of kids.
Have you thought about, or are you involved with any of the charter schools, the black-owned charter schools?
Oh yeah, me and Raymond been talking.
Is that the
Yep.
Dodds, or what's this?
That's Don.
Don.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Which also has become a much more successful school system over the last few years. I think we've really seen it boom and grow right as the pandemic was happening. I won't credit the pandemic for it, but I've even have some adult friends and family members who are able to take advantage of the GED program and become, you know, more successful in their career. So shout out to that organization as well. They've really stepped the game up.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we've been in most of the time when there's a charter school that comes to the city, we end up having a conversation with them, you know, to give them the landscape of what education looks like specifically for African American kids. You know, charter networks are a viable option. Over the pandemic, we held a lot of workshops for parents to just understand their school options. That's something else that's critical for our community, for parents to be tapped in and understand that there's options beyond just your neighborhood school. There's, you know, charters, there's Catholic schools, there's all these alternative programs. You know, a key to success with education is knowing what fit is best for your child, right?
Right.
So, yeah, we do those workshops as well.
That's
awesome. So when you engage with different members of your organization, how does someone become a part of your organization? Is this through volunteer work? Is this a paid situation? Like, if someone wants to step in and kind of be a part of what you got going on, how does that work?
Yeah, if we have jobs, we post them out there. We were hiring a few months back. Right now, there won't be any roles coming up probably until closer to the summer. However, volunteers, we took on a lot more volunteers before the pandemic. You know what I mean? Right now, everybody's kind of handcuffed in who you put in front of kids. There will be a point where we're taking volunteers on. We actually do have a big Black History program coming up in February 4th. It's not open to the public. However, we do have, I think, 10 high schools, over 200 students at TQL Stadium. We got the stadium rented out.
What?
Be over 30 professionals there to do small group sessions, introducing kids to career fields, letting them know their journey so they can see themselves in the success of the speakers, right? And be able to connect with some careers that are outside of the norm. So that's something that we got coming up in February. We turn it up for Juneteenth, so we'll probably be looking for a lot of volunteers for Juneteenth. We're gonna do a huge week of financial empowerment. So we'll be talking crypto, we'll be talking NFTs, all of that stuff. So
is that just for the kids?
No, when we work with adults too, bro.
I'm about to say, man. You act like I'm a little kid, nigga. I need to get all that information.
Oh, Grizz, knock it off.
I am so serious. This guy just said.
I know you are, but you're funny.
No, I ain't trying to be funny.
When I hear some of the things that your organization, when I hear you speak of a lot of this stuff, this is access that the Black community does not usually have, especially when you're talking as young as 3rd grade. We look at people like Kim Kardashian, and I know that people give her a lot of slack, but I mean, this is a self-made multi-millionaire with multiple revenues of income who basically found her way in the social media world and kind of pushed her way through it, which it's a possibility. But I think our Black community looks so much as rappers and entertainers and professional athletes, and that's your only way of becoming, very rich or comfortably wealthy in those types of incomes. But when you start introducing people to all these different areas of education and knowledge-based systems where they can enhance it, cryptocurrency is going to be a big thing in the next 5-10 years with the growth that it's had since we first heard of it. So it's just amazing that you're offering something like this and it's not of a charge to the participants. I think that's a really good thing. And I'm really looking forward to see where your organization will grow to. Over the pandemic, there'll be setbacks and all that kind of stuff. But I really think that it'll also open up different areas of having to find alternatives to what you're comfortable with. So it's really great.
Yeah. I mean, this is a pivotal place in history, right? And if we're not adapting right now, Black people are going to be, the gap is going to widen even more. Stocks, something that I know I didn't grow up with. And, I think my parents tried to do what they could with us, but, they know what they know, right? And so a lot of the issues that we have with kids is us as adults not taking the onus to educate ourselves so we can better educate our kids, right? Some of this stuff is low-hanging fruit. Seriously, I just talked to my son about compound interest. We're investing in stocks right now. He's 21. 10 years of good stock investment, he's guaranteed to be a millionaire. You know what I mean? And this is simple things that we can put in front of our kids. There's things from a family standpoint that we need to change. You know what I mean? Like my family moving away from Christmas gifts. We ain't doing that. Like, we're going to buy stock. You understand? And set our kids right. So just a mentality shift. And that's really what my organization is about, is just honing in on the things that are going to move the culture forward, right? Will move us forward as a people. And, delivering the content that takes away the excuse of, I didn't know.
Yeah,
man,
because
really
I learned this year myself that when you list your children or other members of your families as beneficiaries, that they're taxed on that property or that income or whatever that is, versus you enlisting a trust. Right. And then it's non-taxable. So right. I'm in my late 30s, and it's like, wow, why didn't somebody? So they've been having it, hold on this information and keeping it tight grip for all these years. And it took for me to be listening in on the right conversation and say, wait a minute, let me do some research on that and see how that works. And I'm like, it's real.
It is.
It's something as simple as that. Creating LLCs and who you list as members of that LLC and how they benefit from that. So there's a lot of small, like you said, steps to take, low-hanging fruit, but it does take for somebody who cares enough to take that first step to educate themselves, to each one teach one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to videotape? I know you said it's not open to the public, but something so big as far as TKL, the stadium and the kids and so forth, I'm sure you're gonna put like a documentary or a little something to give out so the people. That's like a blueprint. What you're doing is a blueprint.
Yeah, man, we got a videographer coming out. We'll be live on social media from some of the rooms. So we'll be capturing the event. We'll have a lot of Black History facts up that month. The program is called Black Futures. So we're not even talking about history, right? We're talking about these kids seeing themselves as the future of Black history, and them connecting, right? In these new and meaningful ways. So, yeah, bro, it'll be a lot of Black millionaires from the last 10 to 20 years that we'll be highlighting over the course of that month. We'll be hinting on some of this economic empowerment stuff that we're on, and just really pushing these kids, man, to see themselves as successful, man.
I'm gonna have to put something together. Have Drew and them put something together for till February, till you going off to your event take off, man. To advertise about it and what you're doing. I think we have to put up a banner or something on the side of here. Figure out something to help promote this, because I think what you're doing right now is bigger than just right here in the city. For real. It's a blueprint for every hood USA. For real, because you sit back and you listen to other folks talk about what they're doing and you don't know exactly what they're doing. But I'm going to just say like Dr. Umar. I don't know exactly what he's doing, but it's supposed to be apparently positive, and I ain't taking nothing away from him. But this is right here, what you got is ahead of the curve, man. It's ahead of the curve. You're actually grooming our youth to think highly of themselves and tell them, hey, you are the future. We gonna control this. We gonna do this. I like that, man. Everybody's so much in the behind the curve that it sounds like the same rhetoric. And I don't mean no disrespect to what anybody else has got going on and so forth, but it seems like a scratch record. Like this is beyond that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because it's definitely innovative. It's innovative. And for the young Black youth to see mature Black millionaires and to see that it doesn't take you to be able to dribble a ball or to have the dopest rap lyrics and have these big chains around your neck, for people to know that your name, you got something standing behind you, which, I mean, people say money isn't everything, but hell, being broke, it says a hell of a lot. So, I mean, if I can have some money and not have to live and bring my kids from a certain circumstance that I came from, who wouldn't want that life? So it's definitely a new way of thinking. It's very innovative.
I'm definitely going to have to get my grandsons involved in that. Akil, he probably would thrive in that right there, man, is that coding and all of that good stuff right there, man. I want to help push this, because that is the future, bro. That is.
Yeah, and it's family centered too. I know, Grizz, you might have saw we just did the construction training program in partnership with my man Rodrigo over at RWB. That was huge. 23 people. Likely all will be hired. I think we got half of them hired, and that was before the class ended. So one key to making sure that our youth are empowered is making sure their families are empowered, right? A mother that has to work 2 and 3 jobs is not going to be able to show up to PTA meetings, right? I know that. I was a teacher for a lot of years. So if we can put viable workforce options in front of our folks and get them employed in a way that's meaningful, again, not $9 an hour. Let's talk $20 and up.
Right.
How they're better able to provide for their families. They're better able to engage. They have some free time for business ventures and study, right? So that they can advance their families. I mean, now we're talking about transformational change for our community. So we'll be building on that program, hopefully add new components over the years. I'm busy writing grants for it right now.
Whoa.
Yeah, man. But
right,
it's gotta be everything at once. It can't be silos, right? We can't say we're gonna make kids better and not make the family situation better, you send somebody back into hell, then what are they dealing with?
Right.
Yep.
So you got to change the entire dynamic.
Right.
I was getting ready to ask you about that rehab program. I did see that on your Facebook page. I didn't want to jump right into it. I definitely wanted to get some time to engage with your DAD initiative program. But the rehab program, how does that work?
Yeah, so it's all a part of the same system, but it's a competitive application process. We do target certain area codes where the need is the greatest. It's not meant for somebody who's already making $40 an hour and wants to learn how to rehab a house. That one ain't it, right? This one is for somebody who's looking to change their economic dynamic completely. We need to get our people into jobs with upward mobility. So construction is one of those industries where it's never going away. It's a transferable skill. So whether you're in Ohio or you decide to move to California, somebody's gonna need something built. So this is how we keep our people employed and keep them employed at a high rate. So that's why we leaned into that. Shout out to Rodrigo and RWB. I mean, that's the top of the business for.
Let's give him a round of applause. There you go.
Yeah, because that construction is a very competitive state, and we know that it's dynamically owned and run by people that don't look like us. So it's hard for us to get feet in the door. It's hard for you to make network connections. Point. It's hard for you to keep, stay employed basically when you get into that line of work. And typically, once the job is over, your bid is done, and you may be out of work for 6 to 12 months before you get another gig. So is the program teaching how to pursue completely so that you can make a living out of this consistently 12 months out of the year?
Yep. So we're talking carpentry training, and right now, what's so huge is we've got infrastructure happening, right? Say what you want about Biden, but we have infrastructure dollars coming down. Cincinnati's got bridges that are out. You know what I mean? We got a lot of work that needs to be done in this region, and there are not enough employees. All the construction companies right now are scrambling for employees. And again, this is a skill that just doesn't go away, right? So, yeah, we can churn people out and put them into these roles because it's bigger than just framing, right? You need carpenters for forming up concrete. You need carpenters for demolition. There's just, boundless things that you can use this skill set for. So this is huge. And what we did is different than a lot of programs is we taught all the soft skills. So they learned how to interview, they learned how to write resumes, they got financial literacy training, they learned what HR looks like and how to deal with adversity in the workforce. And we're not letting them go. They're through with the program, but we'll bring them back if we need to, right, for remediation and make sure that they are still on that success track. So, yeah, this is a program that we're pretty proud of.
Yeah, I'm proud of
man,
you.
You dotting all the I's and crossing all the T's on this one. I usually have a lot to say, but you saying it all. So
saying it all, got it all down flat. For real. I was gonna ask though, with these contracts and you doing the construction, and Ivory hit on a little bit about the competitiveness. Have you seen any negative adversities when going for these construction jobs? Because, that was a big thing in Cincinnati, too, the minority contracts and all that good stuff.
Yeah. Well, I mean, from a contracting level, yeah, it's always going to be issues, man. But that issue is, going to lead us down another road of talking about economic empowerment and why Black people can't hold contracts that pay out 90 days, right? So now we're talking about fairness in lending. We're talking about, the economics of the United States and disproportionate, inadequacies in lending. Why can't, a Black contractor go and get a line of credit from a bank that would allow him to take a government job that may pay out net 90? You know what I mean? It's just things that are in place that are systemic that we got to change, right? But as far as this program, this will at least get them in the door, right? So that they can start working, start learning and working themselves up. Now, the other things, I got some thoughts about that too, right? But one step at a time.
Right. I got you. Well, I ain't going to hold you, man. I run through it right fast. We could talk all day, man, because you're well educated. You got a plan, a blueprint. You implementing it, and it's working. And we're going to shoot your information. We're gonna keep shooting it all the way till it's time for your big program at when is that? February the what? 4th? You said
February the 4th. Yeah, February the 4th.
I asked that in there. February the 4th. So about any of the programs that you got going on. So you did say you are hiring. Or you're waiting to hire. What was that?
Nah, no, not hiring right now. Probably in the spring, though.
In the spring,
yeah.
Okay.
I make sure that I drop you a line when we start looking to bring some people on.
Okay, that's what's up. Well, we enjoyed having you on, man. It was good info. I'm sure we could talk a whole 2 hours about this stuff and pick your brain on some things. But I know you're not feeling under the weather, so again, appreciate you coming on the show. And
I appreciate you, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Thank you. Anybody listening, y'all better go tap in. This brother got a lot of information.
A lot of information.
So you gotta get it for yourself.
That's what's up.
Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely. All right, y'all. I appreciate y'all.
No worries.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
you. So
all right, bless.
So that's what's up. Hey man, that's awesome right there because like I said, he ahead of the curve with that. I was captivated. You was laughing at me, Ivory. But I was that goddamn serious. I wanted to be in the 3rd grade class with the coding and the freaking drone stuff.
Grizz, I know you was serious. I know because I know you.
You know,
but that's the funny part.
But he said it though. It's natural. You look at a baby. I look at my grandson and how they pick up these computers and phones and be right on it. You know what I'm saying? Right on it, turning it. Pushing the button, swiping, and kind of like, hey, man, you ain't even 2 years old yet, and you swiping the damn phone.
I got a 2-year-old that's very inclined with a cell phone, but most importantly, my son, he will be 5 this summer, and he's had a book, very first book about when he was, he was premature, so he was very early, and some things were faster than others, but my son has had a book since, as early as I can remember. My son to this day can read, comprehend, and understand. He even sounds out words. And he does not have a lot of direct communication one-on-one with anybody, but he can read anything. And if he does not know what the word is, he will sound it out. May not be perfect.
Yeah, so that's telling you these kids.
Advantage of such a program. So
right.
Definitely shout out to him and what he's got going on.
Right. I'm going to be in that 3rd grade class. I don't care what you say. But anyway, I wonder what happened to our co-host. She probably had to work.
Here she go.
She here?
She here.
Technical difficulties.
Oh, you was here all this time? Let's give a round of applause for Tyran Capri. God dang it. I done called you Tyran. I said, you know what? I said.
Girl, he was tongue-tied today. He said that 3rd grade stuff, and Grizz got all kinds of excited, like, I can learn something new.
You see how you did that right there? You see how? Can you please help me? Can we hit that button?
Please help me.
Thank you. That was some shiesty stuff right there, what you were saying.
You got too excited. You couldn't even pronounce the lady's name right. She's been on this show for how many weeks, Grizz? I know you know her name.
Yeah. And
girl, he been knowing me for years. He knows my name.
Yeah, it was this.
The excitement kicked it. Oh, plus he got something he
brought
ain't supposed to have back there.
Brought to you by this and what's in here. And as you can see,
look, cannabis.
Oh,
he got him a haircut today. He got him a
I went to go see her husband today. I'm
fly. Guys are good.
Hey, when I walked in the house, the theme music came on. Old girl started rubbing the legs together. You know what I'm talking about? When I walked in the grocery store to get the medicine, it seemed like all the women just spread apart and was all eyes on me. I was really doing my.
Oh Lord, you see what one good haircut to blow their heads up.
I see what I was doing. I was skating through the Kroger's like. It didn't even bother me that it was a long line waiting for the stuff. Cause every time I looked up, somebody's watching me. Yeah. I'm back.
Okay, Mr. Jackson.
Okay, I'm back. All right, ladies, this news you can use. What's going on in the world?
There's a lot going on in the world. As we know, we have continued with these random tornadoes due to this global warming that our previous person in office didn't want to acknowledge, but honey, it had the weather on I-95 all kinds of jacked up, and it was people actually stuck on the road for over 24 hours. It was just a whole big mess.
From tornadoes or snow?
Definitely. I'm sorry?
From tornadoes or snow?
Snow. It was a huge snowstorm. And yeah, like I said, people were on, I said 24 hours. I should have said 48 hours. Some people were actually stuck on I-95 for over 48 hours. So deliveries, groceries, medication, anything that anybody needed was basically on the highway for 48 whole extra hours. And not a good look, but at least, you know, things were able to kind of get turned around a little bit. We got some people safe and where they needed to be. That was a major thing. Cincinnati major news is as of January the 2nd, we had our third homicide of the year. Unfortunately, it's not going to slow down. It won't stop. This thing just keeps going and going. We don't have a lot of information because I guess it's still under investigation. So, you know, if you or your loved ones have information, want to give information, or just need to stay safe, y'all should do that. Dad, Grizz, you got me on this news you can use quicker than I thought, because I thought we was going to have our guest on a little longer.
He was cackling like you is. Actually, he sounded rather cool. You know what I'm talking about? I just was being polite because he said he was sick. You know, we could have talked forever in the day. You know, I can talk.
I'm sick too. So where my good graces at? Okay, anyway, we got to talk about your Bengals and let everybody know that y'all are the AFC North champions.
It was coming, honey.
Now.
It was coming. Who they? Who they? Who they? Who they?
Give a big hootie.
You know what I'm talking about?
Cincinnati Bengals fan and player, because you know, y'all be up and down in every direction every season. But this season, y'all done good. I really have to say, I'm excited for the Bengals. I'm very looking forward to seeing y'all in the playoffs. I'm praying that y'all make it to the Super Bowl so it could bring some money and some engagement to the city on all positive levels. I'm really hoping that happens for us.
Yeah, drown her out. Yeah, drown her out again, because she sure put up the stupid ass Pittsburgh Steelers 26 of whatever, the Cleveland Browns. Go riddance to Ben. Ben's out of here. Bye, Ben. Your Steelers are not going to be contenders.
Hold on, Grizz, but we might be messed up because 6 players on the Bengals teams, they have the COVID.
Oh, that's cool.
Hold on, let me just say that.
No, we're not going to talk about no Pittsburgh.
You don't have to be a hater all your life, Grizz.
Who they? 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 Who they?
I vowed to never be a petty hater in my whole life, and so I can't engage in such behavior.
Whatever. You're a Steelers fan. Whatever. Whatever. Tap dancing. And yeah, it feel like we won the Super Bowl on y'all asses. Okay, we done. But anyway, go ahead. Yeah, the 6 COVIDs. The 6 COVID. The players with the 6 COVID. Yeah.
Also, I want to say that let me just say this. This ain't even me hating. I promise I'm not hating. But I definitely encourage the Bengals players to get in the gym, stay in the gym, and be able to drag some of their opponents across them goal lines like we see so many other teams do. Y'all got a bunch of frail guys on y'all team now, so I'm hoping y'all can stand up to the test of time. So, that being said,
did she try to get the last word in? I know she didn't just try and get the last. That was real diva of you. Can we get a who they? Can we get a who they?
Who they?
No.
I thought you had a sound effect for that. I was like,
he
was waiting on it.
Who they think gon' beat the Bengals? Who they? Who they think gon' beat the Bengals?
All right, now, what was you saying? Next on news you can
Don't
use.
forget I know where you live. I will toilet paper your whole front lawn. You keep on being a part of this foolishness, okay? I will high school toilet paper the entire front lawn over there. I know exactly where to come to. You and Grizz both. So I'm not going to keep on being bothered with this foolishness.
Okay. What other news you can use then? Oh shit. That was funny. That was funny.
I'm so sick of y'all shit. Y'all don't even know. Y'all have no idea how tired of this I am.
Okay.
So, as we mentioned earlier in the show, there has been a new strand of this damn virus found over in France. Lord have mercy. It just keeps mutating and manipulating. And it don't seem like we're going to see the end of this no time soon. So, everybody get safe. Practice hand washing. I'm going to say this to y'all. I don't care how much y'all wear the mask. Y'all go out to the stores and be touching everything, passing and giving out money, taking change back, all that old crap. And y'all do not wash y'all hands.
I got hand sanitizer in my car.
Especially in the women's restroom. I see women walk right out the restroom and right out the door. Like, what be wrong with y'all? Where y'all go? Who raised y'all? First of all, I want to know that. Y'all need to practice hand washing. That's one of the easiest ways to degerm yourself.
Yeah, that's what I do. Gotcha.
I also want to give a moment of silence and prayers out to the 13 dead in the Philadelphia apartment fire, 7 of those which were children. Very, very sad news. This happened today. So, you know, I also want to say everybody we're going into that time of the year where we're using electric heaters. We're using a lot of methods. If you are from lower economic status, you might be getting warm however the hell you can. Please make sure you have working fire smoke detectors in your home. You can go to your local fire station and get them for free. Sometimes the children's hospitals in your area also will give them away for free. Please, please, please ensure that you're keeping you and your family safe with the very small measure of just having working smoke detectors in the home. Okay?
Gotcha.
So, I also want to say that I believe this was in New York. I'm not sure. Nassau County, New York. There was a teacher arrested for illegally giving a vaccine to one of her students.
What?
And this lady is not a nurse, y'all. She ain't even a nurse. She has not been trained in providing vaccinations. They don't even know where she got this vaccine from, y'all. She just had a student over her house, and she done injected this poor boy with something. Thank God for mothers asking questions when you come home. I know y'all be mad sometimes, but this is why we be wanting to know where you was at and what you was doing and with whom you was doing it with. She could have put damn fentanyl in that child for all the damn mama knew. These people is crazy, crazy, crazy. Yep, she got arrested today for that incident. You got people that are bomb threatening the HBCUs. I believe over the New Year holiday, there were over 7 HBCUs that received bomb threats. The schools had to be evacuated, had to be completely, searched and seized for any bomb threats. So we just got all kind of madness going on in the world. Everybody just please, please, please do what you can to stay safe. If that means staying home, then by golly, you got to stay home.
Yeah.
Y'all know we also lost one of our late, great activists of the Black community, Miss Betty White. She passed away at 99 years of age. I don't like to say 99 years old because she was still young at heart. She did a lot for the Black community. If anybody has kept up with the history of Betty White, several years ago, she had a show where she was scrutinized for having a Black entertainer on her show. And her reply was, you just gonna have to deal with it. So she was one of the first activists in the film industry to kind of fight for us and try to pave the way. She did a lot with the Black community when it came to television and film, the Jacksons, coming to a lot of Black shows, and just being her authentic self, because we know Betty White was freaking hilarious. So the Black community in all of America mourns her. As you can see, her Walk of Fame on Hollywood is filled with all kinds of flowers, balloons, bands, bears, and all kinds of stuff. She will definitely be missed, and sad to see that she didn't make it into the new year. And that's me with news you can use on this Wednesday. I'm sorry, Tyran, what was that?
It was a couple of weeks before her 100th birthday, too.
Right.
Yeah, I think she turned 100, on the 7th?
I think it's the 17th. I want to say.
Okay.
I wanna
That's
say
possible. I thought it was a 7 in there somewhere, but yeah, very shy of her 100th birthday. So, big
It's a
shout
lot.
out to Betty White and her family and all those involved with her movement, because she was one hell of a damn lady.
Right.
And fine too back in the day, if I might add. If you see some of them old pictures of Miss Betty White, she was a hey now.
Okay. Beauty is an eye of the beholder. Hey, but on some other news, right quick. Oh.
He a hater. You see, when he don't like something, his first thought is to go hate on it.
Why is that hating? Because I don't think she was bad.
He is a hater.
I am not a hater. I just don't think she was bad.
I've seen you with action with stuff that you don't like, and you is a hater.
That is not hating because I don't think that she was a baddie.
No, it's not hating that you don't think she was a baddie. It was your response, your remark. He's in the
I didn't even be that dramatic. See how you
but you were. Oh, but
see
you
how
were,
you do
honey.
that? But to change it up right quick. Oh Lord have mercy. You need Tyran, what are you drinking? You might need to virtually pour her a shot of some Chardonnay or something. She might need some.
Don't be mad. I won't let you hate in peace. I'm gonna make you hate out loud so we can call you out on it.
Oh Lord. Anyway, they got a name for the suspect for young Dolph. The guy's on the run. Yeah, it says the U.S. Marshals, Memphis Police Department, and Tennessee Bureau of Investigation have identified 23-year-old Justin Johnson as one of the suspects in the murder of young Dolph. Authorities released the mugshot earlier today and said he is wanted for first-degree murder. Law enforcement also offered a reward up to $15,000 for information leading to his capture. Damn.
Ooh, they put that boy name in the news. I hope they already got him in custody because he ain't gonna make it to see another day. Goodness gracious.
So yeah, that's a good thing for Dolph's family and so forth. And they can find some closure, maybe see what the connection was for him and young Dolph. Was it hating or was it something else? Because if you on the run, if he was doing it for somebody, they done disassociated himself with him. So I'm thinking leaning more to the fact that he was hating on dude. For real.
I think so too, because they've been trying to get Dolph for a minute. For real.
Yeah, everybody want to call Black Youngster this, his hatred towards Dolph. But we shall see as it get deeper and deeper, And one more thing, switch it back up. Texas is off the chain, man. Texas and Florida, they do not give a rat's ass about no mandate, about no vaccine, getting vaccinated or not, man. This federal judge down in Texas blocked the Navy from disciplining 35 people who refused to take the vaccine. And that's all that stuff is, man, is a punishment, man. I don't know if these companies get money. They have to get money for vaccines or incentives for letting people get these, making people get these vaccines because, as you can see, it might help some people with lesser symptoms or whatever, but it doesn't matter, man. It's you're going to get it.
I have two very close family members that were fully vaccinated and got very critically ill with COVID-19. My mother being one of them. So, it ain't no joke.
How is she doing?
Serious. Oh, she's doing good now. She was just hours away from ventilator status. So when I say it got serious real quick, it got serious quick.
And she was fully vaccinated.
Fully vaccinated. It had been since they released the vaccination. She was one of the first people to say, I'm going to go get this vaccine because she has underlying health conditions that made her more susceptible to COVID than some others. But she was fully vaccinated. She caught COVID. It got really serious. She was hours away from a ventilator. And I put out a prayer, a call to all of my prayer warriors, people who I know pray to the same God I do. and just requested a lot of serious, in-depth prayer. And she, thankful to God, she never had to see the ventilator. And she came out of it, but she's still recovering. She still has this weird breathing, coughing thing that happens sporadically. Like the COVID-19 is no joke. And I know we say like, oh, we joke about it, but the virus itself is not to be played with. So that's why I say serious on hand washing. Don't just wash your hands with regular. You got to get you some antibacterial soap. I don't care if you crack the skin on your knuckles. You got to keep your hands cleansed and washed. Another thing people don't take into consideration is your face. You also need to wash your face frequently, because if you're putting that mask off and on and off, you're also touching your face. If you got to come home and engage with your family after being out, get you some microban. Take your clothes off at the door. Do what you got to do to keep that virus out of your home, because once it attacks, it ain't no joke. And it can affect anybody.
I just told somebody that the other day. I was like, man, they got me to the point where I'm about to strip at the door, like when you go to somebody's house that have bed bugs or some shit.
Yep.
It's funny that you said that. I got this 99% alcohol at the job, because when Tyran, we deal with the Cincinnati public school system, right? And y'all talk about bed bugs. I just had one today, like, oh my gosh. So I have to wear gloves. I wash my hands so many times at the job because these computers come back from these kids and these homes, and you do not know what is going on with this stuff, man. Yep. My hands be so dry because I be using.
Sometimes the worst.
Yeah, my hands be so dry because I be using 99% alcohol. I spray my shit down before I leave. You know what I'm talking about? It's that serious, man. What type of world are we getting ready to live through?
Listen, my husband, as you mentioned earlier, he's a barber. He provides a public service. So we definitely take hygienic methods very serious. My son is high asthma case, severe asthma, and we just can't take no shit. We all had COVID-19 when it first came to the United States, when they were still unnaming. It wasn't a name. They just were saying it was some type of upper respiratory infection, some type of viral upper respiratory. My son spent 3 days in ICU. I do not play when it comes to these viruses and this vaccine and this corona. I just don't play about it. So I definitely, like I said, I highly recommend. The thing that we've done the most that I think has prevented our family from falling victim to it twice is taking all methods to stay clean, hygienic, however you can. Like I said, if you got to go get old school, I know I'm finna sound like an old person, but my grandma introduced me to that yellow bar down soap when I was like 6 to 7 years old. That yellow bar down soap, if you don't put one in every bathroom, especially if you still got people coming in and out of your household, make sure that's in the bathroom where your company uses, and ask them to please wash their hands before they do anything else in your house. And as soon as they leave, microbrand the hell out of that space, because some people don't care.
I got a can of Lysol too. In my car, I got the alcohol, the 99% alcohol, and I got a can of Lysol. And I'm about to get a belt holder for it and make me one. So my pistol be over here and my Lysol be over here.
He said he better do
I'm serious.
He gave him a custom-made holster so he can hold his Lysol and his pistol.
Yes, sir.
I know that's right. Which one? Shit by now, though.
Which one you want me to shoot you with?
Sure they have it.
But hey,
right,
I got
one you can go buy right now, huh, Tyran? You better Google that on Amazon or something. They might have
Amazon.
it.
Hey, I just will do that. Hey, let me ask y'all. Hey, man, I need some help from y'all. I want to get a polygamy people on the show, man. I need y'all to help reach out to these folks. I think they scared of me perping, but I want to. Don't y'all want to interview a polygamist? Polygamy?
Yes,
I mean, it will probably be interesting, but personally, I don't really care about the lifestyle. But yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting.
You know, you want another husband?
Excuse me?
Not really. One dude gets on your nerves. Why you?
I was gonna say, man, as nerve-wracking as y'all is, you think I need 2 of them running around here with a list of shit they can't do for themselves?
Okay. Well, since this is the reason.
Please help me with
this is the reason why that it's needed, because I just threw that out there. Two
I think
husbands.
men
So
enjoy the lifestyle much more than women.
what if you got Joe another wife?
I'm sorry.
Joe, we get on y'all nerves. So to help y'all out, we should have another wife. We like Bible times. I can have about 7, 8 wives.
Can you please
Yeah,
help me
nah.
with this
You know what? I'm gonna leave my slander to myself, but ain't no 2B words finna be up in here thinking they run nothing. Okay, I'm the HB.
You got to have the right one. Okay. Your title will be the number one. You will be number one, but this one right here, because you get, if my wife get tired of me, like, nigga, don't you got something to do?
Is your wife letting you bring a new wife home?
Hell no.
Hell to the no.
No, she's not. But
oh, okay.
Hell no.
Well, you put me and her as two in the same, okay? And it ain't happening.
But if we have this conversation, we get these people on the show, it might be able to persuade y'all to think about things differently.
No.
I don't need to think about nothing no different than how I've been thinking about it. Now, if they want to enlighten me on how their personal lifestyle benefits them, that's fine and dandy.
Yeah, because it might rub off on you. It might rub off on you.
You make
He trying it so hard. No, Grizz, it's not happening.
All right, y'all. Well,
I beg your pardon.
Yeah, well, don't you start playing that dude. Don't you start playing that guy. But anyway, we had a great show. I'm glad y'all was able to make it. And I'm glad you was able to come on through, because I didn't know if you was about to go get that money.
Wait a minute. I just got to say, I'm feeling her vibe right now. She came on the show with a whole vibe.
I almost feel like we needed a segment for her. Like, take it away. The way you sit there, I had to think about that too. Like, okay, what Tyran got up in store for us?
Yeah, a whole vibe.
My son's like, Ma, you look like Janet Jackson. So my son comes in the room doing all the little hand moves, and I'm like, oh no.
I thought you might introduce her to a new drink.
What do you know about Mrs. Janet Jackson? Okay.
Yeah, every Wednesday you need to come in with that vibe right there, the sage and a new drink, and tell us what you're drinking on. How about that?
I like the sage today. I lit the candles.
You lit the candle.
Oh, okay.
Whatever your zen is. We're going to start the show off or end the show with your zen, whether it be candles, sage, and what beverage you're drinking today.
Yeah, because she's a whole vibe today.
A whole vibe today. Like, yeah. You know what I'm talking about? Like, this the zen. It's Tyran's zen moment. You know what I'm talking about?
Motherfucker over here today.
That's what's up. Well, ladies.
Well, I definitely enjoyed the show today. I got a lot of new information. And according to Mr. Tyran and his whole movement he got going on, it's definitely something that I want to enlighten our other guests too, that they may not have been able to tap in tonight. So hopefully, Grizz, you found a way to go ahead and help promote that movement, especially with things going remote. CPS did go remote today too.
Yeah, they did.
So I think also Wynn Woods did too, because I saw an extreme a number of parents up there picking up their kids more than usual. So seems like everybody went remote.
Did y'all see that Louisiana is trying to make all the students get vaccinated before they come back? Like basically saying they're not going to be accepting students after a certain time frame if they're not vaccinated.
No.
Well, same thing happened with chickenpox, smallpox, and measles, mumps, and rubella. So that's how we all ended up with them vaccines. We knew it was coming. We just didn't know how they was going to push that agenda.
Right. That's what's up. Well, ladies.
Part is different variants.
Right. Well, we're going to get up out of here, and we're going to do it again next week and let you know who's going to be on there and come up with something. I still think we need to look for the polygamy people. But anyway, like we always say every Wednesday, don't be stuck on stupid and relaxed on dumb.
Y'all have a good Wednesday.
Y'all too.
The #1 station, blazing the airway. Right here, so keep it locked. This is GRIZZBIZ, my 2 cents.
The rare time I call a nigga to make a hit for me. I got my own, but your hoes just make it lit for me. You play the bro, but we know you really a bitch to me. I pass around my secrets and even snitch to me. Like discussions with my impressions, it's hard to get into me. I think the reason it's harder now for me to find a lover. I give credit to the lack of limits I've yet to discover. I get the impression she's an enigma or something or other. Got the right to suspect her, but never enough to cover.